Hello and welcome to DM Prep. I'm Ian. I'll be your DM for today. Today I'm prepping Episode 4, CoS, which is titled The Town of Vallaki. So when last we left off, our heroes were making their way down this Svalich road. Let's grab... bookmarks suck when I'm zoomed this far in. We're going to grab a map of Barovia just so we can sort of demonstrate. So we got a map of Barovia right here. So they made their way down this Svalich road. Out of the village of Barovia after handling all of that good garbage. Oh, that's annoying. I can't see chat here. I have to look here. I don't know if I like that. I definitely don't like that. I'm trying a new thing with this chat box over here instead of just like having chat open on Twitch, because like that causes me a number of headaches. So I got chat over here. I don't know if I'm gonna like it because like I literally have to look like in Streamlabs to even see it because I can't see it anywhere else. But anyway, so they made their way up the Old Svalich road, past the carriages with Strahd's horses and invitation, through the gates of Barovia, past Old Bone Grinder. They did see Old Bone Grinder. They saw the windmill, and they actually were able to put together that it probably belongs to the Dursts. But they're on a mission. They're taking Irina somewhere safe, specifically to Vallaki, they think. And then once they're in Vallaki, they're like, well, maybe we'll want to go to Krezk. So essentially the question that I have as a DM is, do I want them to feel like they can have a success in Vallaki? So the main thing is, when they get to Vallaki, will they think that Irina is safe here? And obviously I can't control how they feel, but I can control what happens, which can influence their feelings. So before we get that far though, at the end of last session we rolled I do not like chat being over here, so I'm going to fix that right now. Oh, not YW, Twitch. I'm going to... so that's muted. Can I just have chat? Can I have just chat? Twitch, pop out chat. I'm Googling. To moderator setting. I don't know. In the non-mod settings, there's the option to pop out chat into its own window. I don't see it. Oh, here we go, non-mod. Pop out, there we go. Okay, here we go. Alright. So I got chat pop out, and I'll just put this here. We're gonna make it big. So one thing that I hate is that the reason that I was hoping to just use Streamlabs for chat was I wanted to... So when I make this big, it makes all of my Twitch windows big until I stop making them big. So I don't like to have that because then I have to constantly go big, small, anyway. Whatever. So we've got chat. I can actually see it here. Not a big deal. So at the end of last session we rolled for a random encounter. So for the players, I have them on this map. It's got some mists. You guys might recognize this from our episode 1. This is actually the same map that they fought the wolves on. But what I've done is I've literally just rotated the map to make it a little bit less recognizable. Just so it's not, oh, this is the Misty Road map. You know, just sort of change it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is at the start of the session, I'm going to be like, all right, so here's where we're at. The group is essentially centered on here. Barovia is all Misty Road, but I don't want to make them feel like there's going to be this map over and over again, even though there is. Not gonna lie, this map doesn't really matter a whole lot. There are ways for terrain to actually matter. If there's doors and walls and obstacles and whatnot. On this map, it's literally, here's a road. That's all walkable. And also, there's some woods, and that's not really walkable. So stay on the road. This is not the most exciting battle map. It's essentially just a way for me to keep track of the relative distances from one another. So I'm not super upset about the map. Not a huge deal. But essentially what I'm going to do at the start of the session is I'm going to say, like, you guys are, your group is centered right here. I might even, like, put it, like, on an intersection of points. I'll just be like, you know, arrange yourselves however you want. And then I have all of the enemies that are ambushing them on the GM overlay layer. So the players are going to pick areas. So if they want to be, like, if they want to be really staggered, you know, like Snurk says, I want to be 15 feet ahead of everyone else. And Inej says, I want to hang back 15 feet. It's like, okay, cool. So when you guys get ambushed, you two are fucked. But then, you know, the group is still centered here. It's not very ambush. There's no surprise round. It's just going to be they pop out, they say some words. So Druid in the front yells out, it's rude to ignore an invitation. Done. Bam. That's simple. So what I want to do is I want to establish that this, while I did roll this as a random encounter, it's important to the story. Nothing is worthless. Nothing is meaningless. And even in random encounters, you should be looking for opportunities to drive home the tones and themes of your campaign. One of the themes of this campaign is Strahd's ever-presence. He is everywhere. He knows everything. So, yeah, you know, the fact that they walked past the carriage did not go unnoticed. So a few hours later, they get waylaid. Random encounters are not just to drain resources, exactly. That is definitely one of the perks of random encounters. If they're actually headed somewhere where combat is you know, likely to happen. But I don't expect combat to happen in Vallaki, at least not before they get a chance to sleep. So, you know, this combat does not make any real meaningful difference in terms of resource drain. They could go balls to the wall, absolutely burn all of their resources on this fight, and it probably wouldn't matter a whole lot. So, that's that fight. Cool, we covered that in, what, like 5 minutes? So, the Town of Vallaki, that's what we really want to talk about here. Can I get away with zooming out a little bit so I can get a table of contents, or is that too small for you guys? Let me know. Because it is very useful to have this table of contents over here and not just at the top. Okay, cool. You got werewolves as your first random encounter. Let's take a look at the random encounter table real quick. So we got the daytime table and the nighttime table. So most of them are like really straightforward. It's just here's a bunch of enemies, deal with it. But then there's a few: hunting trap, grave, trinket, corpse, hidden bundle, skeletal rider, Barovian commerce, Barovian scouts, etc. Ooh, wow, passive perception 16 or higher. We have 15. Where's that actually come up? Barovian scout. Okay, 1d6 Barovian scouts. So, you know, there's explanations of all these things. Oh, hey, cool, Druid and Twigblight. So I can actually read this out. So I am going to do that. So gaunt figure with wild hair and bare feet bounds toward you on all fours. So I'm going to bounds out of the woods just ahead of you. On all fours, wearing a tattered gown of stitched animal skins. You can't tell whether it's a man or a woman. It stops, sniffs the air, and laughs like a lunatic. Ground nearby is crawling with tiny twig monsters. It rears up like a howling wolf and yells. You know what? I'm gonna use this opportunity to introduce the second druid. So this random encounter says that there's one druid instead of two, but I had a really cool idea where essentially the druid stat block has access to the Thunderwave spell. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have each of the druids having already cast Bark Skin. So they have 16 AC already, but then they have access to Thunderwave. And I'm essentially just going to have them... Nope, not the druid class. The druid monster. They're essentially just going to like bounce the PCs back and forth. At least that's my intention. Just sort of group them up with... use Thunderwave to group them up and then AoE them. So I had the idea that there would be 2 of them. A second one behind you. A second human behind you rears up like a howling wolf and yells, "It's rude to ignore an invitation." And then roll initiative. So that's essentially all the setup we need for the combat. So it's going to be rearrange tokens as per marching order. Then, bam, read that out. So that's that. Cool, we're done. All right. But yeah, we were talking about random encounters. So there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. Like every single random encounter actually has an explanation of like what it is. Oh dear, there's a revenant. Holy crap. Dun 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 dun. I do like Skull Rider. Strahd zombies. But yeah, there's you find something on the ground. Roll for a trinket. I think Adventures League had Curse of Strahd specific trinkets. Could be wrong. Roll a d12 instead of d12 plus 8. Are the lower numbers less? Oh, okay. The lower numbers have all the non-combat stuff. Okay. I mean, 15's corpse. So one thing I really don't like is, after every 30 minutes. Holy shit. Okay, so I should have been rolling like repeatedly. I didn't roll. I didn't actually roll. I didn't roll for a random encounter. I just said, you know what? I want a random encounter. Let me roll to see which one I get. And then I rolled 17 on the daytime. Do you get slapped for posting links? I don't think so. Should be good. I don't have mod view in this little pop-out. Elemental evil trinkets. Ooh. Oh, okay. It's super elemental evil. Let's see if there's a Curse of Strahd trinkets. Actually, I think they're in the back of the book, aren't they? Yeah, it's an appendix. It's in the appendix. Yeah. Gothic trinkets. Got it. Yeah, so we've got 50 trinkets. So if they do come across a trinket, that's what I'm going to use. Neato, if I remember it. Actually, you know what? I can put one of those on one of the druids. Why not? So let's. I don't have any dice, so we're going to go to random.org. And we're going to roll 1 to 100. Really? Checking my browser. Thanks, Cloudflare. Beep. Generate. 24. Thanks. 24, what do we got? Set of silverware used by a king for his last meal. How in the fuck is that communicated? Okay, we're gonna get one that doesn't have information that's literally impossible to... A cameo with the profile's face scratched away. Okay, I'm starting to realize that some of these suck. 84. Small locked box that quietly hums a lovely melody at night, but you always forget it in the morning. Now that I like. One of the druids has a small locked box that quietly hums a lovely melody at night, but you always forget it in the morning. So yeah, now we got a trinket. Cool beans. I do really enjoy just giving the players just random stuff. I think it's really cool. So for those of you who don't know, I have run this campaign before, so I know a lot about a lot of everything. But there's details that I don't remember. Like I remember that Baron Velakovich and his wife are essentially trying to get everyone to be happy because that'll fix the curse or something. So they're constantly running festivals and shit. And Lady Wachter is a devil worshipper. does she just worship Strahd? I think she just worships Strahd. Her husband died, but she has his bones like in her bed or something weird. There's also Van Richten, who's in the town, but he's masquerading as Rictavio, a wandering bard, I guess. And then the big one is St. Andral's Feast. So the characters can prevent the special event from occurring by returning the bones of St. Andral to the church or destroying the vampire spawn hiding in the coffin maker's shop. So this is going to be like so St. Andral's Feast is going to be the real crux behind whether or not Irina is able to, whether or not the players are able to feel like Irina is going to be safe in Vallaki. If St. Andral's Feast happens, which is vampire spawns attacking the church, which is not protected because the bones of St. Andral aren't there, if the attack happens, the players are definitely not, like, if they survive, for one, they're definitely not going to think that Irina can possibly stay here, and they're going to be like, yep, we're going to Krezk, fuck everything. So essentially what I want to do this session is I want to lay down as many quest hooks as I can before St. Andral's Feast. So this says if the characters stay in Vallaki for 3 days or more. So they've got 3 days. So essentially they have 3 days to, I mean, I guess technically like 3 nights and 2 days, because it's going to be on the 3rd night. So they're going to arrive in the evening, and then that night is night 1, the next night is night 2, and then the 3rd night is when the attack happens. So they have essentially 2 days to do this, but killing the vampire spawn hiding in the coffin maker's shop is ridiculous. I had players at level 4. I had 3 players at level 4 with the Sun Sword, and one of them still died. So, like, the 5 of them at level 3 without the Sun Sword, they're going to get absolutely shit on by the 5 vampire spawns or something. Yeah, Steph died. I mean, Dark Gift still exists. That's a thing. But yeah, let's start going through this area. So there's a whole lot of info just sort of about the town. The old Svalich road meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. They really do not like wolves here, which was really interesting because we had a player with a wolf animal companion. That was awkward. 15-foot high wall, vertical logs held together with thick ropes and mortar. 3 gates. Thanks. North gate is called the Tsarevich Gate. The west gate is called the Sunset Gate, even though no one's seen a fucking sunset because sun, clouds. East gate's known as the Morning Gate, or the Morning Gate, because that's definitely a thing that will come up ever. People are just going to say the Morning Gate. You know, that's the Morning Gate. So it's the Morning Gate. Okay. So here's something that I'm noticing. I'm a little curious about. What in the hell are... So these little squares along the wall, these are obviously like guard posts or whatever. What are these? Is that supposed to be like our little stream or something? And then, like, that looks like a gate, don't it? Like, this is a gate. Don't this look like a gate? But it literally just said there's 3 gates. Looks like there's 5. Hunting path? Yeah, maybe. Let me get rid of that. Yeah, 3 tall gates made of iron bars. I mean, maybe a little palisade. I don't know. Who cares? I don't think it's ever going to matter. Heavy iron chains with padlocks keep the gates shut at night. During the day, gates are closed but not locked. Singular squares are guard posts. Yes, I did say that. 2 town guards stand just inside each gate instead of spears. They carry pikes. Long enough to stab creatures through the bars, obviously. Greet all visitors with suspicion if you arrive at night. DC 20 persuasion check. So this is dumb. So this is bad game design. So say your players are trying to get to the Town of Vallaki, and they get to the gate, and they're like, yeah, we're trying to find safety for this person here, and we want to go to the church that's in your town. And they go, why? And then you just have to roll persuasion, and then it doesn't matter how reasonable your explanation is. It's like, oh, you rolled low, so no, you can't come in. And then what? And then what? You know, this paragraph makes it clear that you're not supposed to fight things. There's 24 guards, and you know, guards aren't exactly like dangerous, but yeah, exactly. You rolled low, so go fuck yourself. Town can also muster a militia of 50 able-bodied human commoners armed with clubs, daggers, and torches. What universe is like? You're definitely not supposed to fight things because you'll just get murdered. You'll get mobbed and you'll die. The characters explore residents other than the Burgermaster's mansion. Hey, the Lunar Chicken's now following. Welcome, Lunar Chicken. Other than the Burgermaster's mansion, which means, like, I'm guessing this is an oversight, but like Wachter House is a residence and it's not the Burgermaster's mansion. But yeah, so honestly, like if they give a good explanation, I'll probably make them roll persuasion just to make them sweat. Like honestly, like that's the entire point of the check. It's just like, oh, make them sweat and make them think, oh, should I use like inspiration on this? Has the same feel as the Blue Dragon, the startup Horde of the Dragon Queen. It's a little different, but yeah, it's like if you fuck up, the game's over. Go away. So you always want to give the players a way to fail forward. So if they do fail, you want to give them a way to fail forward. So we're playing on Roll20. We play on Sundays at 1 p.m. Over Roll20, and then we use Zoom for our voice and video chat. What was I saying? You always want to give a way to fail forward. So they spend a night in a jail cell. So that actually wouldn't be the worst, because we've already established that there's actually like a time limit. I actually don't hate that. Would Discord work? I'm guessing for voice. I've tried Discord for voice. It's garbage. The problem with Discord is that it's peer-to-peer, which means that each person on the call has to upload their voice and their video to each other person, and any one of those connections can be fucked up. Whereas so Zoom uses server-based, so you just upload your voice and video to the server, and then the server just sends all of the voice and video for each person to each person. So it's a lot of work on the server's part, but we don't have to care about that because we don't own the servers. And it makes for a much more stable connection. So I've seen people use Discord. I don't like it. So yeah, I actually don't hate that suggestion that, you know, if they fail, the guards essentially just say no. But if they're like really insistent, they can say like, well, we can take you into the city in custody and we can figure it out overnight. And then essentially they'll just get released like 24 hours later. And like they, you know, I can make that very clear to them, just so that we don't end up with a prison break, because that would be annoying. If you don't want a prison break, don't put your players in prison without letting them know that they will be let out. So yeah, like just if they're so if they fail persuasion, then the guards just tell them no if they're insistent. So I don't like mid-morning because that essentially just says, yeah, you got a free night's sleep without having to like go to an inn or anything. So I want failing this check to waste a day. Actually, no, I don't. I don't want to waste a day. I want to give them every opportunity they can to get a bunch of quest hooks before St. Andral's Feast so that they can have reasons to leave the town in directions that aren't just beeline Krezk. So anyway, Vallaki lore. Blue Water Inn offers food, wine, and shelter. Stranger with pointed ears is staying there. Came from a distant land, riding into town on a carnival wagon. They actually probably would really enjoy that. They actually probably would really enjoy that because they're entertainers, so they'll probably look them up. The Burgermaster, Baron Vargas Valakovich, has decreed that the Festival of the Blazing Sun be held in the town square in 3 days. The Wolf's Head Jamboree was less than a week ago. So 3 days from now is literally the morning after the Feast of St. Andral. Drunk tank kind of feel? Yeah, I mean, drunk tank's kind of like, you don't get out like first thing in the morning. But yeah, I guess that is mid-morning. Yeah, no, like, so the point of throwing them in jail would be to, like, vet them and make sure they're not going to cause problems, but, like, what can they do overnight? So I don't really like the idea of throwing them in jail at all. So I'm just going to I'll make them roll persuasion just for, to make them sweat, and then if they roll really low, I'll just be like, yeah, the guards are like super suspicious of you, but they don't have any reason not to let you in, so they're going to. Vallaki's endured at least a festival a week for the past several years. Some Vallakians believe the festivals keep Strahd at bay, others think they provide no protection. Cool. Those who speak ill of the festivals are considered to be in league with the Devil Strahd and arrested. Some are thrown in the stocks, others taken to Burgermaster's mansion. Cool. Burgermaster's henchman, Arasek Stockyard, has a history of violence as well as a fiendish deformity. So one of the really cool things about Arasek is, little known fact, Arasek is Irina's brother by blood. So in Appendix B or whatever, the one with all the Appendix D, if you look up Arasek, Strasny. No, I can't spell. Arasek. Oh, there's no S. Okay. Arasek. One morning, their father and their uncle, Arasek and his sister, took them fishing. On the way back, a direwolf attacked Arasek and bit off his arm. The father carried Arasek back to town. The sister ran into the woods and was never seen again. That sister was Irina, and she was then adopted by Burgermaster of Barovia, Kolyandirovich. Yeah. So Arasek has a bunch of he's got dreams about Irina's face, and he's been making Blinsky make dolls, but Arasek doesn't know her name. So if Irina and Arasek meet one another, it'll get really awkward because Arasek recognizes her. No one hates the Burgermaster more than Fiona Wachter, who says, I'd rather serve the devil than a madman. She owns an old house in town but rarely leaves it. Her 2 adult sons, Nikolai and Karl, are local troublemakers. I had a lot of fun role-playing them last time I played this. They were in the Blue Water Inn, and they're just total dickweeds, and my players essentially got them to pratfall pretty spectacularly. Lady Wachter also has a mad daughter. She keeps walked away. I don't remember the daughter, so I don't think that ever came up. Purple flashes of light have been emanating from the attic of the Burgomaster's mansion, so it's the Burgomaster's son trying to learn how to teleport. He sucks. Wolves and direwolves prowl the woods and aren't afraid to attack travelers. Well-armed groups of hunters and trappers have managed to kill several of the wolves, but more keep coming. So that actually makes me think it might actually be a really good idea to do a direwolf encounter on the road. Daughter goes meow. What the fuck? I gotta look this up now. Daughter. Conspired to wed her young daughter Stella. Blah blah blah. Stella found Victor to be demented. Sure. Stella. Jesus. He spoke such unkind words to Stella that she went mad and Fiona had to lock her away. Wow. Let's look at area N4N. Okay. N4N. Oh yeah, she thinks she's a cat. She thinks she's a cat. I did Brando. But Stella thinks she's a cat. Wowza. Yeah. She leaps on the bed and hisses like a cat. Little kitty doesn't know you. Little kitty doesn't like the smell of you. Okay. It's gonna be a yikes for me. So yeah, I kind of want to put, well, a direwolf encounter on the road. Steph, your weeb is showing. It's Misty Road. What? I duplicated the map. Why are you? Okay. It's fine? Okay. Alright. Alright, so what I'm going to do is Misty Road V and Misty Road H. So we got vertical and horizontal. And then I'm just going to drop the Misty Road map on it. Weep. And that's a token. So let's move that to the map layer. Map some background. Real quick, so 2450, 1365. Advanced set dimensions. 2450 by 1365 set. Then we just have to drag this motherfucker into the corner. So we're on the map. We got select. Drag it into the corner. And baby, we got a stew going. Alright, so you're going to bring those direwolves that were lurking around the party earlier when they had the first wolf combat. Yes, that is exactly what I'm going to do. So if you recall correctly, there were 3 of those. Once again, I'm going to do, essentially, just 3 dudes. One of them is going to pop out of the woods behind them, and then 2 of them in front. What I do want to do is I'm going to look up Palisade Wall token. So I just want to get. I literally want this combat to happen just after this. This is terrible. You know, I'm gonna see if I can use this. Do I want to use it? Can I use this? I don't know if I can use this. Palisade Wall top down. Then what we're going to do is we're going to tools, color, transparent. Here we go. That'll do it. Sure, that works. So we're going to save that as unnamed. Sure, unnamed is a good name for an image. We're going to just drop this in here. Bum 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 bum. All right, cool. So we got a palisade. Unfortunately, the palisade is on top of the mist, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that. So the palisade wall is going to stretch all the way off the map, and we're just going to tile it a little bit. I guess I kind of need a gate too, don't I? Yeah. Palisade Gate top down. This is the worst. Yeah, I don't really have the assets for this. I'm just gonna explain to them that there is a gate, and we're gonna say that that's good enough. Like there's an iron gate in the middle of this. I'm just trying to indicate like, hey, like this is literally how close you are to the town. Very cool. So we got a palisade wall. I do want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, cool. I just want the circles to like go off the map. Don't exactly need a gate, as they might have accidentally come upon the full wall side. I mean, they're walking along a road. That'd be really hard. So I'm gonna go to the other Misty Road map. We're gonna grab some player tokens. I'm on the wrong layer. Objects and tokens. Ah, I just put the... Yeah, I put the Palisade on the GM overlay, so I'll have to fix that. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna paste, and then essentially the same thing, just sort of vaguely arrange them so that they have to arrange themselves once we get to this map, and then, you know, all that good garbage. And then we just need to go back to the GM info overlay, grab these guys, and make sure they're on the token layer. There we go. Yeah, they're very on top of the mist, and it's weird and fucky, but nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. So, Mr. DM, how you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks. Thanks for asking. So yeah, I am gonna run. Barovia's allowed to have some strange moving road land stuff. I mean, in your Barovia, that's absolutely true. In my Barovia, that is not the case, because I don't want that. Wolves and direwolves, cool. Literally just attacking you right outside the gate. Too dangerous to go fishing on Lake Zarevich, but the threat of Shroud's wolves hasn't stopped Bluto Krogarov, the town drunk. Sets out each morning and returns each evening, but he hasn't caught any fish for a while. There have been no recent sightings of the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. Folks used to see her skulking along the north shore of Lake Zarevich, shooting lightning bolts into the water to kill fish. If characters are interested, locals recommend they use the fishing boats. So one of the changes that I'm making to this campaign is that instead of Mordenkainen, the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok is in fact Nixie, our artificer from Curse of Strahd. So one of the things that I want to do is level her up to 17, or maybe 19. I don't know how far I want to level her up. I'm considering giving her access to 5th level artificer spells, which would make her artificer 17. But more than that, I really want her to have fortified position. So she should just make 2 cannons, just doof doof, da da da. You know. Yeah, you like them noises? But yeah, so she's crazy. She's gonna fight them if they go there. But the thing is, she does not have the Shield of the Hidden Lord. She doesn't know where it is. She lost it when she fought Strahd, and it may or may not wash up somewhere at some point. Essentially, leaving it up to the bit goal that we have for that. So if you want the Shield of the Hidden Lord to show up in our Curse of Strahd game nonsensically, then get your bits in. There's a Vistani Camp in the woods southwest of town. Vistani aren't very friendly. Vistani aren't welcome in Vallaki. West of town is a haunted mansion, Argynvostholt. Legend has it a dragon died there long ago. Alright, so let's do areas. So we got St. Andral's Church. So I'm just going to sort of rapid fire these, because I kind of already know them, and I'm less interested in, like, nah. So, okay, so the way that I'm expecting this to go is the players are going to get into the town, and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go straight to the church. They're going to go straight to the church because that's where they're, you know, that's why they're even here. And then once they're there, they'll talk to Father Lucian, they'll talk to Milovaj, they might even learn about the bones of St. Andral. Other than that, they can talk to, hey, thanks for following, Toybuster. Toybuster? Toybuster. Do I have a window behind this, or is this just, no, I don't have any windows behind it. It's just dumb. I'm seeing, like, glitches, like, in here in the stream. I think it's just window, or, not Windows, my Linux, window manager. So yeah, until recently the church was protected by, the bones of St. Andral, but, Milovaj, stole them to... Yeska is the... At night, church is packed. Cool. Altar boy. Yeska is the altar boy. Cool. And then Milovaj, this brawny little dude. He stole the bones. Yeska told him about the bone. He then told Henrik van der Voort and then stole the bones to get money to feed his younger siblings. So the church is now vulnerable, but if they're returned, then yay. So, industrious players will immediately start investigating Henrik van der Voort, expecting, he's got the bones. So let's just, let's skip to there. So we're going to go Coffin Maker Shop. Uninviting shops, 2 stories tall, has a sign shaped like a coffin above the front door. All the window shutters are closed up tight, and a deathly silence surrounds the establishment. Is Henrik dead? I don't remember Henrik being, here. Every window is a lattice work of iron filled with squares of frosted glass, locked from the inside. Outside doors are barred shut. So he does shout, "We're closed, go away," without opening the door. He shouts again, "Go away, leave me alone." If they break in, he offers no resistance. He tells them where to find the bones. And the vampire nest. He tells them about the vampire nest. Huh. Okay. So this whole thing. So I better have a map for that. I do. Coffin Maker Shop. Huzzah. Do we have dynamic lighting? Yeah, we do. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's cool. So yeah, we got a bunch of coffins downstairs, we got a junk room, cool beans. The front door leads into the workshop. It's a workshop. Upper level, D is a kitchen, E is his bedroom, and F is where all the important wardrobe is a secret compartment. Bones and some coins. Cool beans. Profile of Sasha Stravdon Zarovich. You got roll 20 Palisade assets. Hot damn. You motherfucker. You beautiful motherfucker. Alright, so we got door. I'm just gonna download them all. Beep boop. Can I just save? Let's save as. Sure, GIF Gua. No, I don't think that's right. I think this might be like a thumbnail. Yeah, it's a thumbnail. Alright. So we're gonna close all these. Discord's stupid. Or not Discord. Yeah, let's just hit download, direct download. Then I'm gonna have to unzip them. Oh god, it's roll 20 for Ian. You just made this. Why are my people so incredible? Especially Tim. Tim's always making me shit. So let's upload these. We don't deserve you. It's true. Downloads, so door, Palisade Tower. Drop them in. You're a compulsive enabler. You enable me to make maps and stuff. So while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna continue. So the shop is there's some stuff in here. And then there's a vampire nest. There's 6 vampire spawns. They have 82 hit points apiece. They're resistant to non-magical attacks. None of my players have magic weapons yet. Fuck. Do Palisade supports go on the inside? Yeah, they gotta go on the inside. Oh, dear lord. Alright, number 1, I'm on the wrong layer. Yeah, these shouldn't be on the token layer. They should be on the map layer. I don't know why I put them on the token layer. So this needs to be, at least 3 times bigger. So let's rotate it. Cool. Cool. Toss that there. We're gonna grab a tower. Again, well, let's do twice as big. Palisade with supports. So this is 1x3, so we're gonna make it 2x6. Rotate. Place it there. Drop a tower to front. And then essentially the same thing on the other side. Why am I doing that? I should just copy paste. So just off screen, left one, copy paste, jam that guy here, and then we just need a door. We're gonna, again, double its size, it's 2 by 6, and then rotate. That looks wrong. I'm gonna stretch it this way. Yeah, that looks better. And then, voila! Ta-da! Now we have a gate. I'm gonna grab, whoa, not what I wanted. This is the problem with using the map layer when you have like a map and then you're putting like map tokens on top of it. It gets dumb sometimes. So I'm just gonna sort of center this on the road a little bit better. So yeah, that should be good. Cool. Thanks, Tim. Alright, so Vampire Nest. There's a lot of vampires. I don't think the players stand any chance. Honestly, even with Dark Gifts, like the players have like 20-something hit points. If you decrease the DM overlay, you might be able to make them slightly transparent and they'll look misty. Yes, but then only I will see it, and the players won't. So that's a problem. What I would have to do is like, actually like edit the images and then give them transparency. Don't know if I hate that idea. No, I don't hate it. I'm gonna do it because I'm extra. No, don't open image viewer. No, stop that. Open with GNU Mimp. Open it in GIMP. Alright. Super easy. Drop the opacity to 70%. Bam. Export. Overwrite. Close. Discard. Oh, god damn it. I had it on single window mode, so all of them were in that window. The way you build maps in Roll20 is build on the token or GM layer and send it to the map layer. Yes, I do that sometimes. So once again, opacity 70%, overwrite, and then this guy, opacity 70%, and overwrite. All right. So discard changes. We're gonna go into our recent uploads. We're just gonna delete all of these files so that we're not getting like really cluttered. And then we're going to hit upload, and we're going to re-upload these. And then while it's doing that, I'm gonna delete all these. Delete. All right, upload complete. It says it's not. There we go. Okay. So door. So this one I doubled it, but then I also made it wider. And then rotate. Just sort of place that there. Tower. Double in size. Nope, that's not quite double. Weep. Put it yeah. Okay, we're gonna do the door last. Palisade support, again, double it in size, rotate it, put it slightly off the map, and then bring the tower to front, line it up with the Palisade, and then essentially just copy paste it to the other side of the map, Weep. And then copy paste the tower, and then place the doors in. So if you'll notice, I have these two close. So then I'm just going to hold Alt so that I can place the doors, and then I did it again. So select, 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 and we're just gonna center it a little bit. Done. Cool. So now they're a little bit transparent, so you can kind of sort of see the mist through them. It's not the greatest effect, but like if you really zoom in on them, you can probably see it. Yikes. Should probably lower the opacity further, real talk. I'm gonna lower the opacity further. I'm not bright. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not worth the effort. So, screw it. I will remember that for next time though. I'll do lower opacity for the next time I want to put something on the map. So the vampire spawns are going to be an absolute fucking shit show. The players have something like 20 hit points apiece. Let me actually pull them up because I think that might be inaccurate. I think they might have a little bit more than that. My campaigns, all like 10 of them. Alright, so Elodie, Gramp, Zinaj, Rubek, Snurk. Got it. So they have 3 times their con mod and essentially twice their hit die. So Elodie's probably like 20. Hey, it's 20. Actually, I can just pull up the stream. My computer is crying right now. Graham's 24, Inaj 24, Rubek 35, Snurk should be about 30. 28, okay. Whoop, I need that one. Let's close that. Yeah, my computer is crying right now, and I'm not entirely sure why. So, I don't see any reasonable way for them to not get murdered by the vampire spawn. But it does say that Hendrik will actually like warn them. You know, if he tells them where to find the bones and the vampire nest. He's like, yeah, like, you know, the bones are in my wardrobe and the vampire nest is upstairs too. So like they can avoid the vampires. Oh, what's this trap? Oh, it's not trap. That's teleport. So I think it has something to do with Castle Ravenloft. So they could just avoid the vampires. It's possible. Who knows? So beyond those 2 locations, I think the biggest one is the Blue Water Inn. So like there's this whole map. Like there's a whole map, and I don't think it's really important. You know, it's nice to have a map for a tavern, but it's not like it's super important. You know, I'm not expecting combat to break out. So the big thing is that the people who run the shop, run the place, the Martikobs, are keepers of the feather. The Were-Ravens, all of them. Erwin, Danica, as well as Brahmin Bray. At any given time, 1d4 Were-Ravens are present at the inn, either perched on the rooftop in raven form or huddled inside in human form. So if the characters are under the trust of the Were-Ravens of Vallaki, Were-Ravens will show up to rescue them next time they're in serious trouble. So this is all under the Fortunes of Ravenloft. It's literally like if there's a treasure here. But I actually really like this just sort of period. Like, hey, like you guys are adventurers and strangers and I really need help. My supply of wine's nearly gone. Next shipment's overdue. I'll give you what you seek. So I'll give you what you seek. I'll tell you anything you need to know if you bring me my wine. The vineyard and winery is a few miles west of here. Just follow the old Svalage Road in the signs. So, you know, whatever. So one of the really interesting things is that the Wizard of Wines is actually the location of Dorian Ito, Snurk's master. So I kind of need to figure some things out about that. But I don't think they're going to get there this session. I think it's pretty unlikely. Cue them getting to the Wizard of Wines. But then they have to fight their way in, so it's okay. There's a well outside. I really don't need to read every goddamn thing. What is important to the people who are in here, Tsoldar Tsoldarovich and Yevgeny Krushkin. Which one's which? Both men are grim and have haunted looks in their eyes. Tsoldar speaks brusquely, while Yevgeny usually parrots his friend in not so many words. Okay. Tsoldar has a notch in his bow for every wolf he's killed. Okay, so he has a bow, he has a swatch of wolfskin. Cool. Alright. So that's Tsoldar, that's Yevgeny. They both have families, but spend most of their time together hunting. Cool. Most of the wolf heads are the result of their handiwork. So also Nikolai and Karl Wachter are here. They're brash drunkards, always looking for trouble. They're smart enough not to pick fights with well-armed strangers, so they won't start a fight. I played them as total assholes. So that's cool. Rictavio is here. He's a colorfully dressed half-elf bard. He regales tavern patrons with stories so outrageous as to be hardly believable, yet he asserts they are true indeed. He claims to be a carnival ringmaster from a distant land. He's been staying here for a month. Wow. When he arrived, he was accompanied by a monkey named Piccolo, but he gave that to Gadolf Blinsky. He has no musical talent, but he managed to entertain locals nonetheless with stories of faraway places. It's a cooked wolf steak and a handkerchief and feeds it for apples for his horse, and the steak is for his saber-toothed tiger. Yeah. During a stay at the inn, Rictavio is quietly gathering information on the Keepers of the Feather. So essentially, the big thing here is that you want to have, like, vaguely natural conversations with the players. Like, they don't want to sit down and be like, yeah, you know, we talk about the fucking weather and, like, shit like that. But what you do want to do is you want to drop the Vallaki lore in conversation. It's like, oh, yeah, like, you know, did you see the signs for the Festival of the Blazing Sun? And then players will be like, yeah, well, what's that about? Like, well, I mean, it's just the latest in the Burgermaster's series of festivals. And then just sort of play up that they're uninterested. But then when any of the players ask, like, you don't seem excited, like, yeah, I mean, there's just, like, dozens of them. Like, there's a lot. Like, the Wolf's Head Jamboree was less than a week ago. And then if they ever actually say anything bad of it, it's like, oh, no, don't talk like that, because he'll throw you in the stocks. And then you can even combine this with talking about Izek Strasny. It's like, oh, he'll send his monstrous henchmen after you, and they'll throw you in the stocks. Just like, what are you talking about, monstrous henchmen? Well, it's that, that's Izek. He's got like a monstrous arm. You can conjure fire. Everyone's afraid of him, except Lady Wachter, of course. And then the two boys in the corner. They're like, heh. They pay attention when they hear Wachter. It's like, well, why do they care about that name? And the players maybe go talk to them. So it's all about just like making these connections and allowing the players to make these connections, so that they can just like get this info. And then if there's a lull in a conversation, Mardukov, I forget his name, Erwin. I was coming up with Davian, but that's his dad. Erwin Mardukov. Erwin just calls across the room at one of the were-ravens in a corner, like, hey, have you seen Bluto? Nah, he hasn't been back in a few days. Just drop these hints, like just drop these tiny little details that make the world feel alive. Even though literally the only reason we're dropping these hints is that the players actually go investigate them. When someone's talking about Bluto, they can even go, oh yeah, the Mad Mage might have got him. Oh, excuse me, who the fuck is the Mad Mage? And metagaming players might be like, is it Hallister, the Mad Mage? It's like, nah, it's the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. Yeah, she's crazy. Fucking Hallister. But no, not Hallister. So yeah, the Blue Water Inn is like absolutely like the best place to just drop all of the hooks. So you want to hook the Vistani Camp. You want to hook the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok and or Bluto. You want to hook the Wachters. You want to hook Rictavio, which is really easy because Rictavio is actually there. You also want to, if possible, talk about Krezek. And then there's the Wolf Hunters, and they'll serve as guides for 5 gold a day, or provide directions to important landmarks in exchange for free drinks. Just use the tools you have to make the world feel lived in, and in the process of making it feel lived in, also allow, drop all these quest hooks, all of the quest hooks. So they most likely won't go to the Blue Water Inn until after they deal with, excuse me, I got the hiccups. until after they deal with St. Andral's Church, unless they go, okay, well, we're injured because we had 2 random encounters on the way here, and we would like to sleep before we do anything about that. Like, I understand your plight, and we would like to get the bones back for you and make this place, holy or whatever, but we need to sleep, so we're gonna go to the Blue Water Inn, and then that's when you drop all these hooks and shit. And then, if they take a really long time, then, well, I mean, shit happens. So let's keep going. So Burgermaster's Mansion, if I recall correctly, is not super important. I love this art, incidentally. I love the Mardukov family. They're so cool looking. Especially the mom. I really like her. She's cool. That kid is so fucking smug. He's got a little dagger on his belt. That's adorable. Yeah, I'll have to share that art. We got Martikov. Mardukov family. Oh yeah. And then there's Davian. It's a little annoying how there's a name on it, because it's like, he doesn't introduce himself immediately. But anyway. And then there's the Baron. He's creepy as hell. I think his wife might actually be creepier. Her eyes are terrifying. Then there's also Ezek. Is there art of Ezek? Please tell me there's art. Yeah, there's art of Ezek. There is. Yeah. We got art of Ezek. Doesn't really show off his arm though. It's just kind of like, here, claw hand. So like this, the Baron's mansion isn't super important. I'm looking for the actual map. I'm not. Did I already go past it? I did go past it. I'm a big dum-dum. So like, you really don't need to read every goddamn area in this house, because like, as long as you know what's up with the stuff, like, his catchphrase is "all will be well," has become a sad and tiresome punchline. And he's convinced himself if he can make everyone happy, the town will slip free of Strahd's dark grasp. And he lashes out at anyone who pokes fun at his festivals. He's got pet mastiffs and a henchman. If the players piss him off, they'll send 12 guards. If the guards fail, they'll rally 30 commoners. If the commoners fail, he summons the other 12 guards. And defends his mansion and gives the characters around his town. Cool. If they get on his good side, he insists they join him in the next festival. So 2 members of the staff have vanished. And the reason that they have vanished, we got Imager Link. Ezek. Go away. Digging it. I love the doll. Digging it. We're gonna make a handout right now. Ezek Strasny. Thanks, Amber. This is shit that I just never would have found. What's it called? Q whatever. Alright, cool. Alright, we're upload. That is a really long axe. That is an insanely long axe. Also, I think his leg should like be coming out from behind that armor here, and it's not. I think like his leg is like super narrow right here, but whatever. I'm just gonna drop this like right in here. Oops, wrong. I got grabbed by this guy. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop this here. I'll show them both. His knee's disjointed. Yeah, sure. Oh, what was that? Was there a big V on the fence behind him? Of course there was. That's awesome. At the risk of sacrificing her sanity, she's embraced her husband's philosophy of happiness. She laughs at every comment. Yikes. She's the younger sister of the town priest. That's cool. She's a descendant of Tasha Petrovna, priest entombed in Castle Ravenloft. I don't think that'll ever come up. Ever. But okay. Victor Velakovich has confined himself to the attic, and he keeps accidentally killing people. Namely, the butler and the Baroness's lady-in-waiting. But again, like, the areas in this house, like, if they absolutely decide to, like, start looking around the place, then sure, read it. Similarly with Wachter House, like, how do you accidentally kill people? He's trying to teleport them, but they just die instead. Where is it? He tested his circle on 2 reluctant servants, in both cases linking his circle to one of the other circles whose sigils are in his spellbook. Each servant was torn apart before Victor's eyes before vanishing in a flash of purple light. Victor doesn't know how to fix the circle, but plans to make more modifications to it before testing again. Yeah, so he's bad at spells, so he accidentally killed him. But again, like Wachter House, you really don't need to, like, the players generally are not going to start just, like, wandering around a goddamn house, because, you know, they're generally smart enough not to want to, you know, but, you know, in case they do, like, all this shit's here, so cool. I don't need to read it. I'm not going to read it, so. Arasek Stockyard's real simple. It's got, that's really cool. That's such fucking cool art. So this is where the tiger is. It's where Rectavio feeds him. Doesn't attack anyone who isn't a Vistana except in self-defense. Attacks Vistani on sight. Cool. Racist saber-toothed tiger. Front seat of the wagon conceals a secret compartment. Oh no, Rubek and the tiger. Another image of him. More the merrier. Yeah, why not? I don't know. I don't know if I don't like the lava. His head's weird. Wait, I know that name. I don't know. The wolf pelt is, yeah, let's do it. Anyway, why not? More the merrier. I'll just be like, here's a bunch of art of this guy. Izek Strasny 2. I'm actually just going to rename that to just Izek Strasny again. Wait for that to upload. Please don't send me anymore. I think more than 3 would be ridiculous. A whole bunch of stuff in the front seat of the cool. So Blinsky's toys. So one of the things I don't really know how to do is how do you get the players to Blinsky's toys other than Izek? And also how do you handle Izek? So I don't want to force my players to run into Izek, because Izek will literally just like grab Irina and like drag her off, I think. If he spots her, he tries to take her by force to the Burgermaster's mansion. If he succeeds, he holds her captive in his bedroom. So Izek is CR 5, so I think it's actually like possible for him to like win a fight. He's got multi-attack. He can do like just enough damage to knock someone down and around. So like he can take a beating too. So I think it's possible for him to like do enough damage to the PCs where it's just like, let's just give him the girl and follow him or something like that. Yeah. But then, like, you know, when do you meet Izek? And then, you know, essentially the only reason players would go to Blinsky Toys is Izek. And, you know, you hear about the dolls. I mean, I guess we could just talk about the dolls, you know, while we're at the Blue Water Inn. If they do something stupid in town, you could show up. And it's not hard to do something stupid. That is true. They throw anyone in the stocks. That is very true. And then if they brought Irina with them, then he would see her, he would recognize her, and he would be like, yeah, you're coming with me. Yeah. And also he'll probably have like 2 or 4 guards with him. Izek doesn't pay for the dolls, but instead threatens to burn down Blinsky's shop unless he delivers a new doll every month. What a deal. Ooh, Piddlewick. Masterpiece, deal over it.
Yeah, Blinsky's voice is funny. Welcome, friends, to the house of Blinsky, where happiness and smiles can be bought at bargain prices. Perhaps you know a little child in need of joy? A little toy for a girl or boy? Yeah. He got a voice. He got a voice. It's town square, so, you know, this is like right in the middle of the town, right? Should be. Areas of Vallaki. Here's a map of the town. Here we go. So I'll essentially just say they walk through the town square. Like, you know, you kind of have to go out of your way to get there, but I'll just say they walk through the town square to get to anywhere they're going, so that I can just do this. If they linger... Alright, see? You have 2 town guards. Cool. So if they linger here, Ezek arrives, and then he can see Irina. Donkey-headed criminals. So, plaster donkey heads. And then there's the Vistani Camp. So the big thing that I'm doing differently here in the Vistani Camp is that instead of dusk elves in these huts, it's going to be Goliaths. So I need to come up with like a list of like names for, you know, all these people that live here. So the dusk elf race is all but forgotten. Few survivors live in secret places just such as this. So I'm not gonna have, you know, dusk elves are gonna be Goliaths instead. So I kind of need to come up with. So I'm doing that for Rubek, who wants to find a new home. But essentially, like they feel very. So the Goliaths feel very protective of this camp of Vistani, so the thing that I gave him in his reading from Madame Ava was the Vistani have what you seek. A fallen sister holds the key to a new community. So essentially, in order for them to even talk to people, like they won't even talk to Rubek, despite the fact that he's a Goliath. They're like, you need to talk to the Vistani. Like we just do what they say, and or maybe they're just absolutely distrusting of everyone because. Aragal's daughter, I know Luvash's daughter, Alright, so apparently D&D Beyond didn't get the culturally sensitive updates, because there's a lot of drunken Vistani, which is playing into Romani racial stereotypes, which is not cool. So yeah, D&D Beyond didn't get those updates. Apparently they're already in print, like in the most recent like actual printed books, but D&D Beyond is really, 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 really bad at getting updates. So Arabelle was taken to Lake Zarevich to be sacrificed by Bluto because Bluto thinks that that'll make the lake happy and give him fish. Question is, how in the hell do the players figure that out? Arabelle. Luvash's 7-year-old daughter recently disappeared. Helping Vistani search for Arabelle. Okay, here we go. The Dusk Elves know they aren't safe in Barovia without the Vistani's protection. So that's essentially how the Goliaths feel then. You know, the Goliaths feel like they're beholden to the Vistani because the Vistani keep them safe. You know, they're big, strong Goliaths, but like there's only a few of them, and wolves are ever present. But I am trying to figure out how do you learn things about Arabelle? If you rescue Arabelle from Lake Zarevich,
Jeez. Like, I don't even... How does even? So, that kind of sucks. So, Festival of the Blazing Sun takes place 3 days after the characters arrive in Vallaki. You can delay the festival if they get way later drawn elsewhere. You can advance the timeline if they seem to be in a hurry. I don't hate the idea of the Festival of the Blazing Sun being, like, a little early. If Vistani uses the Goliaths as hired muscle, probably. It's just like, yeah, like, you get to, like, load our wagons and shit. But we'll share essentially just enough food and protection. Missing person posters. So missing person posters will tell them that there's someone missing, but it won't lead them to Arabelle. So essentially what happened was Bluto snuck into the camp, stole a child, and then fucked right off. And then he made his way directly to Lake Zarovich. So he would have to go around the town rather than through the town. So I could say that up toward, over here, there's footprints going like up and around the town, and I can say that like as soon as they leave, like there's footprints in the mud that just head off that way, and just mention that at some point, and then the Vistani camp is down here, so sure, whatever. Yeah, so I think in terms of actually finding Arabelle, if the players decide to find Arabelle, I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to let them decide on ways that they could find her, and then I'll make a decision on whether or not that thing can work at all, and set a DC appropriately. I don't think it's worthwhile to try and figure out like every way that they can find her. Didn't see Bluto going through the lake today. Maybe that old man realized it's useless. So Bluto's been gone for like a few days though, hasn't he? Or am I or do I not remember? Let's see. Bluto. Sets out each morning. Okay, so yeah, he goes each morning. So he went this morning, but no one saw him leave. So yeah, I could drop that hint. But then that would actually encourage the players not to go to the lake. It's rough. So anyway, special events. So I do like Lady Walker's Wish. I think I ran it wrong the first time. My players got really angry at Ernst. Never saw him come back. I do like that one. Although it's not even... I mean, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll wing it and see what happens. It doesn't... The players don't have to be... I think once they see Goliath community and then... If they realize a fallen sister, they would essentially try and like they would see this as like, I have to do this. Like, this is something I need to do. So I think that's a thing. So the other thing is, when the fuck do they level up? So the I think it's in running the adventure. Milestone. You can use experience points or milestones or both. Much of the adventure involves social interaction and exploration. It'll be easier if you use milestones. We would encourage them to check it out, though, see if something's up the lake. The two are missing. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So... So yeah, my problem is that like they're only level 3, and unless they start accomplishing like big stuff, they're gonna be level 3 for a little while. As part of the trials, be sort of a physical competition that involves swimming, log rolling. Yeah, I mean, I could absolutely do that, but you know, what I've already established is that a fallen sister holds the key. That's Arabelle. I already want it to be Arabelle. I still want it to be Arabelle. And if they hear about Arabelle, they're going to think it's probably Arabelle because they heard about a missing girl, fallen sister, from the Vistani at what is very clearly a community. But yeah, like I can absolutely expand on that from now. But like first, they have to get Arabelle back. So like that's the first step to just like the Goliath will even give you the time of day. If you'd like to steer them toward places that correspond to the level, consult the areas by level table, but beware of undermining the sense that the character's choices matter. So like they should literally be like level 4 in Vallaki. So like what? How? Like there's no way they can get any of the items because they are in. I mean, Tomastrad's in Wachter House, so that's actually not unreasonable. So they could get the Tomastrad in Wachter House, sure. That would level them up. So my concern is that like they're not high enough level to do basically anything right now, including do the things that level them up. So I'm a little worried about that, but I don't think that that's a huge deal. It's session 4. I don't want them to level up too quickly, and I don't want it to feel unearned. So Town of Vallaki. So Lady Wachter's Wish. I do want to do this. Saving the town from the vampires level up. Yeah. I mean, if they do drop the bone. Actually, is that mentioned? No, it's accomplishing story goals. Yeah, that would probably warrant it. Yeah. So that if they return the bones to the Church of Saint Andral, then that would absolutely qualify. So yeah, that could get them level 4, and then they could very easily get level 5 at Wachter House like immediately. So we'll see. I don't really like this event like at all. Ladies Wachter's Wish though, I do. And if they're smart, they will. Of course, I don't have it. I didn't copy the. All right. Into the Mists. 9 of Glyphs. Look for a wealthy woman, a staunch ally of the devil. She keeps the treasure under lock and key with the bones of an ancient enemy. So, yeah, wealthy women, staunch ally of the devil. So in order to make that one clear, while they're in the inn, I need to play up the Lady Wachter stuff. I'd rather serve the devil than a madman. You know, it says she serves the devil. Staunch ally of the devil. So yeah, so getting to Vallaki is just like all of these hooks just fly everywhere, and it's very, very easy for players to miss them. But that's okay. They don't have to catch every single hook as long as they catch, you know, some of them. Yeah. Special events. So I do like Lady Wachter's Wish, and obviously I'm going to run the Festival of Blazing Sun if they're here at that time, and then St. Andral's Feast. Obviously, you're going to run that at that time. So players arrive in Vallaki on the 7th, the evening of the 7th. Festival of the Blazing Sun is the morning of the 9th. St. Andral's Feast is the night of the 9th. Alright, so players have all of the 8th to explore and shit. So they have one full entire day. And then if they just ignore the festival, they have the 9th as well. And then you know, on the end of that second day, essentially, St. Andral's feast. So if they don't, Strahd's hand extends an invitation. Oh, cool. Strahd's invitation. Neat. He's just gonna. I have a feeling Strahd's just gonna keep inviting them to the castle. But yeah, so we've got a lot to sort of hook them, but it's such that I can't take notes because it kind of just sort of has to come up vaguely organically, and then essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have this list of Vallaki lore up while they're in the inn, and then I'll use the Vallaki lore and then also the list of people who are in the tap room, the Wolf Hunters, the Wachter Brothers, Rictavio, the Were Ravens, and then 2d4 local patrons. So, and then, for the local patrons, there is names. No. Where are names? Are they in Lands of Barovia? Here we go. So yeah, I can use this to come up with names real quick if the players want to talk to people who aren't the named folk. Yeah, I think that's about it. I hope this goes okay. I think the most difficult part to run is going to be Blue Water Inn, just because there's so much to keep in mind, so many things to juggle, and so many hooks that I want to get out organically. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll figure it out, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. So join us on Sunday for Curse of Strahd. We play at 1 p.m. EST on this Twitch channel that you're watching on right now, or maybe you're on YouTube. So check out the description and go to our Twitch channel. There's also our Discord, and then Thursdays and Fridays I do DM prep. Thursdays Curse of Strahd, Fridays Odyssey of the Dragonlords, and then Saturday we play Odyssey of the Dragonlords 4 p.m. EST, and then Sunday we play Curse of Strahd, and then on Wednesdays we do we do Last Call to Guild of Troll, which is our sort of talk show podcast kind of thing. Thanks for the schedule, Jables. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow when I prep for Curse of Strahd. Bye. No, I just prepped Curse of Strahd. Tomorrow I'm prepping Odyssey of the Dragonlord. I did prepare Vallaki completely in an hour and a half. Yeah. To be fair, I skipped like going through Burgermaster's mansion and Wachter house area by area, and also I've run this before, so like I've read this chapter 4 years ago and I remember a lot. But yeah, thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.